I've just received my 5k payout with FTMO. I've traded my 160k euro account. I made over 4% profit on that. Received this payout, closed my 1k refund for the challenge, and I'm gonna break it down for you in this video. I'm gonna reveal my strategy on how I trade funded accounts in order to consistently receive payouts with them, as well as making big profits with them. And also I'm gonna share with you my biggest trade as a trade recap, sharing with you the insights of my trading strategy. With that being said, guys, let's get it right in the video. Let's go. So friends, my name is Darius. I'm already 6 years in this game. And what happened? If you just watched this video, you should know that I was already max funded with FTMO. But what happened is I've lost that one account. I merged my two 160k euro accounts in the past, had one big 320k euro, and then I've lost it. I explained that already in the last video where I showed you on how I passed this account and how I received the funded stage. And you can watch it over there to get more information regarding that. But in this video, I want to talk more about how it is to get those payouts consistently and what strategy you need and why most traders actually fail to do so. So this is going to help you a lot in order to gain a little bit knowledge about trading psychology, because at the end most traders fail because of that one thing, but also what strategy you need in order to really not blow your accounts if you just had a bad day or something. All right, so let's just go first a little bit over the dashboard to show you now what happened over here, and to also kind of share a little bit my mistakes that I did by myself with this account, right? Because I'm not right now some trader who makes everything always perfectly, and I don't want to preach that. I just want to share with you my losses, my profits, and also my learnings from that, because it's very important that whenever you receive the payout, whenever you pass an account, or when you failed an account, that you go through the trades and try to understand what you've made correct and what you've made wrong, right? Don't just focus on the losses only. Also try to focus if you even made the right things when you have been taking profits. Most traders, they make money because they do mistakes sometimes. And that is exactly the reason why they will never understand why they will not get consistent at trading with Propfirms. So quickly over my statistics, as you can see, I made quite good amount of profit right at the beginning. This is exactly what happens when I follow my trading strategy strictly. But what happened then? I wanted, of course, more, right? I was not at my target that I wanted to reach. But we'll talk about targets for payouts in a bit. But then I actually started to lose a couple of trades in a row, and I went a little bit emotional on that. However, I'm already experienced at that. I know how to still cut my losses, even though I make more losses than I should. Myself in the past, how this would have ended up is straight at the overall loss, and I will lose this account. But as you can see, I came all the way back up, followed everything strictly, and I ended up making 6,580 euro in profit. I could keep 80% out of it, plus my refund for the challenge, which is at the end fine. It's exactly what I tried to do, but this shouldn't be the case, right? I should just lose a little bit, not too much. It happened, and I will go over it in a bit. So over here, these are my trades. We will then break down this trade over here and one of these two as well, just to share a little bit insights on my trading strategy and how I operate. And here you can see how I was a little bit emotional taking some losses over there. That was fine, right? But then you see here those bigger trades in a loss, which was not fine. And also the duration was quite high, 6 hours. So something really wrong happened over there, and that should not be the case, because I am an intraday trader, and normally I should close my trades after around 2 to 3 hours. However, it happens to myself that sometimes I get emotional. And I will teach you today the difference between trading psychology and your trading edge. Because most traders don't even understand that. They just try to follow what most of these trading gurus try to tell you. But it's very important that you listen to someone who can actually show you proven results and can share with you the truth about how it is to be profitable with Propfirms. And it's not always about receiving payouts every 2 weeks. No, that is not the truth for every trader out there, and it's never gonna be, because you have to understand how the markets operate and how the human psychology works as well, and how hard it is to actually shift from an unprofitable psychology to a profitable psychology in your brain in order to like only attract those good setups and this money in the market. So let's just go a little bit over it here on my trading view chart. I want to take some notes and just to showcase you a little bit how that is. So in order for you to actually be profitable in trading, right, you have to follow basically a few things. Especially with prop firms, the statistics are very shocking. Why? Because what do you think? Write it down in the comments. How many of the traders can actually get it to the funded stage? Out of all that try it, it's very shocking. But in order to come to the funded stage, only 10%, 5 till 10% will get it done, right? All the other ones will consistently fail, right? And then in order for you to get to your payout, right, out of these traders who get it till the funded stage, right, you haven't made any dollar till that moment. You've been only spending it. You haven't received your refund because you get it with your first payout. And to the first payout, only 1% of traders can come. Very shocking results. And that means you have to change something. So you have to understand the major issues that traders have. And the major issues are definitely, first, a proven trading edge, right? We write it down. Many just follow some random trading edge that they found on YouTube, right? Or they developed it by themselves without any proven track record. And then trading psychology. And then you also have another part, which is actually risk management and money management. We're gonna talk about all of these three things because I think it's so important that you understand what that means, right? Risk management, money management, I think I explained it already a couple of times over here on my YouTube channel. Please, I really share every single time so much value in these videos. Maybe most of you can't even understand it at that moment. I highly encourage you to watch everything that I share over here. If you don't want to like join immediately our mentorship to see what kind of value we can really provide over there, because it's all you need in order to really get a profitable trader. And please subscribe here to this channel to not miss the next videos and give it a thumbs up so we can actually reach out to more people and to teach them specifically how it is to understand the right things in order to get profitable, because it's not that easy, right? So the very first thing that we want to talk about is the trading edge, right? Without a proven trading edge, normally you should not even pass your challenge. So you should not even think about watching this video, right? Because you should actually develop first your trading edge, which takes a couple of years, right? It's really honest. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not just going to happen after watching, for instance, my own mentorship. You won't really understand my trading edge after watching the course once. Even after you watch it 10 times, you will still have issues with it. Why? Because the markets are very cheeky and you have to be able to interpret the market and not just to draw some patterns on the charts. Most traders confuse exactly that one thing. They try to trade the markets based on patterns. But what you gotta understand is the concepts behind that. And that is the tricky part, right? And then after you actually found your trading edge, you have to collect experience in order to understand how to manage different market phases in the market. And there will be the trading psychology thing. If you will experience some bad situations, right? Some bad market conditions, a lot of volatility whatsoever, your trades constantly will lose. You will come so fast in a drawdown that your psychology will then actually work like a fire, and your losses are the fuel, and then your psychology will be the fire, and boom, a big explosion, big fire will come, and your funded account is going to be done, right? As well as your personal account, your challenges whatsoever. Because most people can't hold that, right? When you lose trades after trades in a row, most psychologies will be just destroyed, right? So this is why it's more important from my point of view to actually have a good trading edge, to understand how a good setup looks like, so you don't even come in the face that your psychology will mess up with you. Because even then, your psychology might mess up with you because it's very hard. And this is why you got to use it in combination with risk management and money management, right? If you constantly risk the right money and you know already that each outcome of each trade is going to be random and you can't predict it, even though you have the best system out there, then you will have a high advantage over someone who will just try to defend every trading idea that they have. Because those people are simply just non-traders at the end. Even though they think they are traders, they're non-traders. Because the trader brain has to work totally different than someone who is non-trader. What do I mean by that? A human brain is normally always in that survival mode, right? Which means you won't give up on your trade. Let's say you're right now down 1%, down 2%, down 3%, down 4%, right? You will actually be in a phase where you will be paralyzed. Your mind is paralyzed. You can't think in probabilities anymore. And what you try to do is actually just to survive. So you're gonna give that trade so much space as it needs. Most traders can't even close it if it reached the daily drawdown rule, right? But here is one thing, and this is one interesting mechanism. Most traders will still close at the daily drawdown, or at least a few will do it. And the reason for that is because there are boundaries around that, which are the rules given by the prop firm. And if you understand that for trading you actually need boundaries and rules, then this is exactly what will make you profitable. You got to understand the market is always in a flow, which means it's the entire time moving, right? It's moving up and down, up and down, up and down, right? And what you got to understand is that you need a start and an end, right? Because you can literally hop on every day, every session on a bunch of trading opportunities. But most won't understand that the opportunities are there every day, right? They think that just because price now just moved up, they have to buy. And what happens? Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's gonna go down. And then they try to defend these setups, right? They try to open up their stop loss. Initially, they put it there, then they put it here, then they put it here, then they put it here, and price will just keep dropping, right? And then after it blow your account, then it's gonna move back up, right? And then you will feel like, why am I doing that? You could have just respected the stop loss. Later on, understand that now it's ready to go up, right? And enter now in a long, and then it's shooting up in the direction that you wanted it to see. But most people can't think like that because they are not experienced yet. They don't understand that trading edge good enough, or maybe you don't even have one, right? Most just think they have one, but where are your proven results? Where is your track record that this worked? Have you put in the hours into backtesting to make it work? Or have you just spent let's say 20 to 100 hours with that one strategy and that's all you have to put in? You need definitely more. You're competing here with the best traders out of the world, right? Which have billions of dollars. And you think just by watching a few couple of YouTube videos or a few courses or mentorships, you can actually outperform them? You won't. You need much more than that. You need a proven trading edge. And then you can work on that to improve your trading psychology and your risk management and money management. If you don't have one, we have still a free trial where I teach you everything what I know, how I can get consistent payouts with prop firms as well as personal account withdrawals, because I worked on my trading edge already the last 6 years. And I teach to you everything. We also traded live with the inner circle, the NFPs, and we traded a beautiful 1 to 3 risk reward with 0 drawdown on it, because we know what we do over there, and this is exactly what you will get as well. Live sessions every week, as well as everyday forecast video analysis, 2 Zoom calls per week, an entire course where I teach everything. And the free trial is going to end very soon, so please check it out. And we only have limited spots as well, so check that out. All right, now that we know all of these things, you know already why at the end only 1% will go to the payout, right? But then there is another barrier. It's actually getting those consistently. And why most will fail there in order to at the end, out of those 10% who come to the final stage to even come to the payout, but then also to remain consistent with that is because they have a few issues. The first one is actually having unrealistic targets. Most of the traders still believe they are in the phase one, right? They think of, hey, I've done that. I passed the account in phase one. I reached 10% profit. I can do that again. Let me tell you one thing. Yes, you can do it, but it's very hard. And doing that consistently won't work. That's also why the Propfirm model is so profitable, because it's so hard to actually do that. For me, it's much harder to pass the challenges than to trade with a funded account. It is what it is. A funded account is much more relaxed because I have so much time. I'm not in a pressure to jump on trades every time. I understood the mechanics of the market. I understand that it's moving the entire time. I know that even though it's weekend and you might think it's closed, it's still in the motion and it's gonna just continue flowing like that on market open. So you gotta understand that you just need to follow your rules and that you need to have boundaries and to only execute when it's fine. So you also need at the end a start and an end. And the end is your profit target that you set up for yourself, which most people will fail to do. In phase one and phase two, you have them. In the funded stage, you don't have them anymore. So which one are you gonna go for? Most people will be like in the crypto space. They will have high expectations. They believe they're the best now because they passed that one and only 10% can do it. But let me tell you one thing, in order for you to come to the 1%, you gotta reduce those expectations. And I would recommend you using 5% only. The same thing what you use on phase two, maybe even below than that. I also go always between 3 to 5% because it's more than enough. And it's more than enough that you need in order to get them consistently. Just try to hit 5% every 2 weeks. Trust me, it's not that easy every single time, and eventually you will come in one of your accounts in a drawdown phase very, very soon, because if you have those high expectations, right, and you try to go for them the entire time, what will happen is that when you are in those profits, right, let's make an example. Let's say you start out with 0, right, and then you will bring the account all the way up at 10%. And you are then that one type of trader say, no, I want more. And you go now, let's say you want to go for 15%, then it goes a little bit higher, and then you will lose. It will be then at 7%. And then, right, the payout date is around the corner. What are you going to do? You try to get it back. You try to come back to your around 10% profit. And what you will do is actually your brain won't work properly anymore because you are in a losing streak right now, right? In your mind at least, because you think of, hey, I've been already there. I want to come back here. And what you will do is actually try to come back, and then this will happen. And then you are back at 0, and then you will say, oh my God, I just want to make a couple of percentages to get my refund and everything. And then this will happen. And then you're in a drawdown, and then this will happen. And most traders will fail here. How many have experienced this? Write it down in the comments. I believe many. And I had that very often at the beginning. Since I changed my perspective to it, I just had more realistic targets in order to get my refund, in order to get more consistency. And I have no hurry. I don't need to make the payout today. I can make it tomorrow as well, right? I have time for it. I have always 2-week cycles, right, when I can request a new payout and so on. And I just give myself the time that it needs. And that's it at the end, right? If you understood this kind of thing and you can implement that, it's going to be much easier for you the entire trading journey. All right? So now you understand what it takes in order to also remain profitable and consistent. It's the same thing that it takes in order to even pass your challenges and verification. Nothing changes there. The only thing that changes is actually to have more reduced expectations on your profit target. If you can do that, you will be a very profitable trader. Trust me. So now quickly, let's go over the trade recap just to show you one of my trades that was taken. For everyone that doesn't know me, I trade ICT and SMC concepts, and one of my trades was specifically this one over here, right? How I did this trade in order to make all of these massive profits at the end, very easy and simple. I used the higher time frame as my direction and my POI to look for lower time frame confirmations. I've seen here this this higher time frame liquidity. This is exactly over here. Price tapped into it, and I was just looking for price to reverse on. You try to understand the M1 breakup structure. over here, this is for me just an inducement. It has to really break structure. This is not a breaking structure. This is just an inducement. So price just dropped lower. And after it did this move up here, I knew this is a breaking structure and I can take this long beautifully from here all the way till this high. Closed around here because we had here time-based liquidity from the London session. What happened is a pullback. It could have also happened that it's reversing, and then there was a nice bullish continuation. All right, if you want to get setups like this every day presented in your Discord as a message, it's the inner circle. Check out the free trial, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Have a nice one. Bye bye.